Hi, I'm Alvaro Meya. I'm a student in the Hospitality Services and Tourism Diploma in Tamwood Careers, and today, as part of my final project called Leadership, a vital skill for customer service providers, I asked some questions to Sandy Hancock. She is a lawyer by profession. She has a lot of experience doing his job as a lawyer. Since 2013, she's the executive director of Athletics for Kids. That is a non-profit organization that helps children from low-income families to participate in organized sports. Also, she is a pretty active woman, active in sports her entire life. And she has a lot of experience leading groups because she is a volleyball coach and team manager since several years. So welcome, Sandy, and thank you for joining me today.
It's a pleasure. Thank you, Alvaro.
I have a couple of questions for you this morning. What is leadership for you, and what is its importance for working in groups?
Well, leadership is important, I think, in all parts of life. And being a good leader is something that you learn through experience with work at the beginning when you start to work, in team sports and in any sports, at school. And, the ability to actually think about the better project goal rather than just your part in it is what being a leader is. Seeing the big picture and then being able to assist people to play their role in participating in a group goal. So I think leadership is a vital skill, and it seeps into all areas of our lives: work, play, sports, volunteering, anything. You need good leaders, and you need to know how to find them and how to work with them.
How do you influence your team players so that they follow your instructions?
I think that depends a little bit on the context. If I'm coaching a group of volleyball players, I encourage them to understand why we're doing things a certain way. I suppose that's really true in any context. Sharing the reason why you're instructing them to do something a certain way and leading them in a way that they can all contribute to the best of their ability, I think is first and best done when they understand why they're doing it and what the role is that they're playing in that group effort. So I think communication is a huge part of leadership.
Yeah. Related to that question, how do you try to get the most out of your partners or team players or your friends in your life?
I do think that a good leader is always going to be able to take a look at each individual person in a group, whatever the setting is, and get a sense of where their strengths are. So I think leadership is about assessing who is going to be able to take on what part and at what level. But I believe that all people should be given the opportunity to step into their own strengths and their own power. So assessing what their strengths and their own power is, I think, is the first thing. And then I think just to be encouraging and helpful if, and again, it very much depends on the circumstances. If it's 13-year-old girls on the volleyball court, it's obviously different than a group of adult volunteers at an event that we're doing for a fundraiser. But to be able to encourage people and to guide them when they need it, just quietly and gently, and perhaps in some circumstances it would be more one-on-one time, and others it would be a more general conversation so everyone knows what's going on and what's going to happen next.
What do you think about maintaining the organization's people align with its vision and strategy?
Sorry, what do I think about?
About the maintaining the organization's people align with its vision and strategy, going to the same goal.
Well, I think that also, like, maintaining alignability also starts with a really good grounding in what you are looking for and what the vision of the organization or team is. So maintaining their alignability is really about starting from a place where they understand what the end goal is, and ensuring that if they have any questions about that and how it works within the whole organization, that they're armed with that information. I think maintaining an alignment is about checking in with people. It's about making sure that you are observing them, holding alignment to whatever values or efforts are being made by the whole group, and then making sure that they are understanding what is expected of them, and if things are changing, to make sure that they're aware of what those changes look like, and how we're going to adjust to make sure that everyone is part of the plan for moving ahead. But I think the maintaining alignment of individual personnel in any organization, in a team or a workplace, or in a volunteer capacity at a particular event or an initiative, is making sure that you are allowing the information to flow through, and then checking in with people to make sure that they're still understanding where everyone is going and what the purpose is, and talking to them about that.
Sandy, I want to ask you many questions, but unfortunately we just have time for one more.
Okay.
Do you consider it valuable to have people with leadership in your team, and why?
Yes, absolutely. And of course, leadership can happen at many levels in an organization. You can have, somebody being a leader of one other person. You could have someone being a leader of a whole team of people. And you could have somebody being a leader of a whole organization. But I think everyone has the potential to be a leader, but it looks different for each person. And of course, the experience and the education, there's many things that would flow into why someone is a good leader or how much they can lead. But certainly looking for good leaders in an organization is absolutely necessary. I personally believe that people should be given the opportunity to lead in as big a way as possible. So I'll give you a quick example. When I coach volleyball, I don't have just one team captain. All of the teammates have an opportunity to be the captain for a tournament or a special game or something. So we don't always have the same leader, so that everyone gets a chance to be in that position, to feel what it's like to be more in charge and more a wider perspective than just one player or one worker or one volunteer. It's a very important perspective because it allows people to see the big picture. So I think leadership is something that should be encouraged in all people, and we can't operate properly without people who are willing to step up and be leaders.
Thank you for your insights, Sandy.
Yes, you're very welcome. My pleasure.
With this, we end the interview. Thank you very much for watching this video.